my name's Kate from Plant Life. In this video, I'm going to show you how to submit your results from the How Healthy is Your Rainforest survey. Hopefully you've been out and had a go at doing the survey, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. Now the really important bit for us is that we get all of that data you've collected and submit it online for us. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a search engine. I'm going to use Google, and I'm going to enter a short URL which is at the bottom of the survey at the end. So right on the back page there is a short URL that you can enter. Now this is tiny.cc/future scientists. This will take you to a Plant Life web page, and if you scroll down it will say entering survey data. When you've carried out the How Healthy is Your Rainforest survey, you can submit your data here. So make sure you click on this. And this will take you to a page where you can start submitting your data. Now we know some of you have done this survey in lockdown, so here you don't need to put your school or group name, just your surname. So mine's Hind, so I'm going to enter that here. The date of the survey, you can just choose one here. Which year group you're in, I'm going to put 5, and how long it took you to do the survey. I'm going to say it took 1 hour. To navigate the survey, at the bottom on the right hand side are buttons in blue, and this one says next step, and that will take me to the next page. Here you just need to add the name of the wood, so mine was called Hisley Wood, and if you have a photo of the map of where you went, you can add this here. You need to add a grid reference, so you can either write that on here, or if you don't know what the grid reference is, you can find it on the map. So I'm going to zoom into Hisley Wood, which is on Dartmoor. So I'm just going to find it. It is above Dartmoor, above Bovey Tracy. And I'm going to zoom into the area using these buttons. And there's Hisley Wood. So the first thing you need to do is select where you started. So I'm just going to click here, and that's populated the grid reference. I didn't do all of Hisley Wood, so I'm going to use a little polygon to select the area that I actually surveyed. So at the map, top right, there are 3 buttons. If you hover over the middle one, it says select this tool to draw a polygon. So I click that, and now I can draw a box. So I'm just going to keep clicking around the area that I surveyed. When I'm happy, I'll just double click and that will select the area. Under this there is the slope and the aspect, so make sure you enter these. So I'm going to put gentle slope and north aspect, and then press next step. Now this next few pages are from your survey. So you had a section about the trees in your wood right at the beginning, which is section 1. So you need to select the species on the list and how common it is. So I've got alder, ash, no beech, no birch, lots of holly, some oak, no sycamore, and no willow. And then the same for the sub-canopy. So again, if there's species that you didn't see, you just need to press none. Otherwise, you've got very common, quite common, not very common, or as I said, none. If there are any tree species you saw that aren't on the list but you would like to include, you can add these here. So I saw an elm tree, and it's created a drop down of all the different elm species, but I'm just going to go for elm, and it wasn't very abundant, so I'm going to put not very common. These next things Again, in section 1 of your survey, so the tree ages, tree spacing, and ground covering plants. So I'm going to choose 2, 2, and 3, and this is exactly what I put in my survey. It's come up with a total, which is 7, and if I look at the bottom, it tells me what the score means. So anything above 6 has a high potential that it could be a temperate rainforest. Anything below 3 is a lower potential. Then I press next step. Now the habitat features. So I have to select everything on here that I saw, that I wrote in my survey. So features of live trees, I had everything on my survey. Features of deadwood, again I had everything. Was there a glade? There was where I was. Any rock features, I also had it all. And water features, I didn't have a waterfall, but I had everything else. My total has been calculated again, and it's 29, which is very high. Anything above 12 is again indicating it could be this temperate rainforest, and anything below 3 is a low potential. So my woodland scored really high. Then I press next step. Now I have to say if I saw any mosses or any lichens. So again, following the survey and what I recorded, I saw lots of moss and lots of lichen. Anything above 5, again, is an indicator that it's a temperate rainforest. So I got 6, which is really high. Did you spot any special lichens? So on the list are stinky sticter, string of sausages, tree lungwort, and witch's whiskers. I didn't spot stinky sticter or string of sausages, but I did spot tree lungwort and witch's whiskers. I'm not sure if it was tree lungwort, so I'll put likely, but I was very sure it's string of sausages, witch's whiskers, so I put certain. And then I put how common it was. Well, tree lungwort wasn't very common, but I saw lots of witch's whiskers. And if you took any photos, this is where you can add them here. So click on add images and you can upload your photos. So next step. Next we want to know what threats you saw. So I had lots of holly, lots of rhododendron. If you're doing this in winter, it's very hard to see Himalayan balsam. It only flowers in the summer, so I didn't see any. And then if there are any other threats that you noticed and you wrote down, you can enter these here in this box. Next, are there any signs that the wood's being managed? So where I was, there was a fence. It was in good condition. I didn't see any evidence of grazing, but I had seen that trees had been cut down and there'd been some coppicing, and also they've been planting new trees. So I'll put that in here. Now, you might have thought of some management recommendations while you're looking through. So because I saw quite a bit of holly, I'm going to put clear some of the holly, and also there aren't many signs telling people what was in the woodland, so I'm going to write interpretation signs, because it'd be really nice for people to know what they're seeing. Then next step. Now, if you have any additional comments, you can add these here. So did you see any interesting wildlife while you were there, or any threats to the woodland that we haven't commented on? So I saw a tree creeper, a lovely bird. So I'm going to write that there. You can put anything here that you see. Now we're on the last bit of the survey. We just need to know a bit of information about you. Again, you may have not been doing this with your school, so you can put in your parents' details here. This box is, would you like us to email you the results of the project? We don't pass your email on to anyone outside of the organisation, and we only send you emails relevant to the project. So if you're happy to receive those, you can tick here. Now we want to know, did you enjoy doing the survey? Did you learn new things about the woods? Did you learn how to identify new plants? Did you learn any new skills? Would you like to do it again? And would you like to spend more time in the woods after doing this activity? When you're finished and you're happy, you just need to click save. Now all that information gets sent to us, and what we will do is download it, and we have a good look through what you've said and suggested, and then every now and again, every couple of months, we take that information and put it on a map. So let me show you that here. So this is a map of all the surveys that have been done. And you can zoom into the areas, and you can click on each purple icon to learn a little bit more. So King's Cottage Wood, if you click on it, got the grid reference and the scores. So the composition of the wood had high potential. It had high potential with the habitat features. Lichens and mosses were moderate potential, and they've written some of the indicator species that they saw there, and some of the threats. So your information will go on here as well, and we put that on every 2 to 3 months. Now, if you do have any more questions, please do get in contact. My email is kate.hind@plantlife.org.uk. Thank you very much.